customizer kit on the attacking side and the defending side as well. And then, of course, you have the double initiator, which is, you know what that's all about. I'm all about the double initiators decks.
I mean, we saw the greatness of it multiple times in the brackets, especially in that matchup there between Bren and Paper Rex. Just seeing how Skies can really turn the tail of the battle to their favor. And we'll see right now if Alter Ego and or Full Sense can get the value here with the intel as much as possible. But the most interesting part right now, Vim, has to be the fact that we got a lot of mirror matchup lately, especially what we saw a while ago in the upper bracket finals that we mentioned. Now we're going to see it yet again. And what do you think about that? Is it really just these two teams trying to outclass one another?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to go with what the meta currently is. Sometimes if you overthink when it comes to agent compositions and executes, it's going to work against you. You got to stick with what ain't broke that works for most of the teams here. Of course, as Berserks takes down Chalalala, you got to innovate in one way or another.
Yeah, that's John also now with that takedown 4v4 situation as LB Moore will be setting up on B site and putting that spike down. So Alter Ego now, at the very least, making that plant happen. Thing is though, Viminal, what do you think about the momentum perhaps Alter Ego has? They were able to decimate Big Bam a while ago, and they're playing the series back-to-back effectively. Do you think that's going to help them out as Full Sense is now on the hunt with Trailblazer?
You know, honestly, I do, Dex. It's very typical of us to think that endurance or stamina is going to be a thing, but not for these pro players. I think as Lammy Stacks and LB Moore gets a double kill right there. LB Moore with a triple kill, actually, as Natsuran closes out the round. But I was saying, Dex, it's just, I think these guys are on fire right now. I mentioned that previously, and now that they have truly tested their limits here, coming into this series, I think they're going to be stronger than ever. So
yeah, I mean, the power of the Indonesian community basically in full force. The situation for Alter Ego, making them basically play in the Boom Esports camp this time, and it really goes to show support goes a long way and might have been an extra motivator there for Alter Ego to give in quite an inspired performance. But let's be real, this is all them right now, and if this is the best Alter Ego can bring to the table, then if they can keep up the performance we saw them against Big Bam from a while ago, they might be able to pull in a effective upset versus a stalwart like Full Sense. Only Tire roster left in the running after especially the elimination of X10 and Sharper in the group stage, and all the hopes of the formerly top team of the SEA scene, I gotta say top region rather, they all rest on the shoulders here of Full Sense. Alter Ego, though, they clean up house, make it 5v2. LB Moore patient yet again, and okay, LB Moore. It just dubs for this guy. Perfect timing there with the Sheriff. Superbus gonna get caught at as well. And then clean 2-0 here from AE, feeling very confident so far.
Very confident indeed with a little bit of a tactical crouch right there for good measure, Dax.
A little lot.
Just,
a lot
just
of them,
a little
actually.
bit, you know what I mean? A lot of confidence here. And for good reason. AE has been absolutely popping off today, but FS is definitely no slouch of a team. They got to bring their A game for the side of AE if they want to stand up against Full Sense right here and now. And since this is a mirror matchup, there's also a bit of a polar opposite phenomenon happening in terms of the bracket. Full Sense defeated Boom 2-1. However, AE lost Boom 2-1. So that's kind of a thing. PTC taking down Berserks though through the smoke. Beautiful kill.
And this is where Full Sense can go for that recovery. They have the guns in hand and they're gonna try at the very least figure out who to spot here. And John Olsen, he gets dinged there onto Fat Penguin. He will go down. And Teb Batol finds the answer in response. So Alter Ego, they still can put up a fight here, actually, Bim. There's a Phantom in hand here for Natsuran. Trying to find a target or two if ever. Lammy Stacks on the other side of the speedway. All in all, for Full Sense, just play responsibly, play respectfully, and they might be able to just wait for the opportunity to get those kills.
Sabatal going for a bit of a wall bang right there. Does not get a real dink here, but Elmi Moore at the very least is down to 73 HP. And Superbus busting out the competition right there. It's all going to be down to Elmi Moore, Dex.
Oh, Elmi Moore, he does it again with the Sheriff, but now he's put in a 1v3 situation. High time here for Elmi Moore to look for a target or two. Recon Bolt now thrown over to the market. Thing is, though, that spike is just up top there, and PTC runs on in to allow Chalalala to get that takedown. 2-1 right now. Full Sense get on the board. And we just go through the standard motions here of Valorant, but I feel like this is where things will kick off, and keep an eye out on LB Moore here, guys. That's Sova already with 5 kills, closer and closer to an early Hunter's Fury, but full sense. They're still so precise with their shots, with their angles, and with their positioning.
Full sense, you know, they're starting on to heat up here. That was their first buy round. Now, for the side of Alter Ego, this is not a bonus round anymore. They're going to be in rifles as well. So both of them here are going to be on full firepower as Tabitol tries to gain a little bit of information onto B main right there. Not really getting any, but that Penguin here. Meanwhile, the rest of Alter Ego just assuming a bit of a default location.
Full sense now getting that orb. At the very least, giving John Olsen the Blade Storm. They're ready for another firefight here, Viminal, as Alter Ego now keeping an eye out, trying to pay attention and see wherever Full Sense may go. But overall, it's a heavy stack now onto that A side. 3 members there, lots of fortifications as well. And AE playing it patiently. Full Sense, though, in the meantime, getting info that they need. Berserks, he's calm for now. We'll see if he can get angry very, very soon as John Olsen might get into his sight lines. It's going to be very, very close, but Berserk's caught napping instead. John Olsen with a silent assassination on the one. Now with the updraft, trying to go for the shots there versus Tebotol. But it seems like he will be able to bottle up those blades and get on the way. Lammy Snack's not caught out here by LB Moore, and Alter Ego pushing for that B site here, Vim.
Really strong entry onto the site by Tebotol right there. The Seekers are going to be going out, so it's going to buy them a little bit of time here as PTC tries to dish out a little bit of damage, trying to just keep up the pressure as the rest of the team is trying to go on site, but Elmimore will be denying PTC of any redemption, at least in this particular scenario.
And LB Moore has been incredible all throughout the tournament run, honestly, of Alter Ego. And he's continuing on with that performance yet again. It really goes to show for AE that he's someone that they can rely on in a pinch. But for the rest of Full Sense, they will have to go for the save. Alter Ego, very clinical with their approaches. Sure, Berserks got caught out there by the blades and did get punished. But besides that, the way that they play for that B side, the way that they get the entries on and take map control in that side of the map, it speaks volumes of how hot, I gotta say, Alter Ego is. They've been showing up in the VCT Challengers 3 quite a while already for the past few days, really. But at the same time, it's just wonderful to see how their debut has panned out for them. They're fighting for a slot in the lower bracket finals. They are the only Indonesian rep yet left in the field. And overall, this is such a good showing from AE as a whole. And finally, it's good to see them here in the SEA stage.
That is very true. I mean, the final Bastion of Strength for Indonesia up against the final Bastion of Strength of Thailand. Both of them we consider to be FPS countries over here in Southeast Asia. So there's definitely a lot of glory points, a lot of pride on the line here. Aside from that, of course, we're playing for many other prizes that are in store for our teams here. But now, seems like Full Sense is going to be on an ego state, a little bit of a broken ego state here.
And Alter Ego, at the very least, they get that first pick off there from Natsuran. Superbus does go down, and that's one of the small weaknesses Full Sense has. Superbus, incredible player, but if he gets caught out early, there's a lack now of literal control there for the side of Full Sense, and they're falling apart one by one. PTC next on the list. We do have the high ground though for Chalalala, and he's going to be singing a merry song for that takedown. Berserks now, Cloudburst going to get thrown. Natsuran on the board yet again, but Chalalala with the second kill there. It's 2v3 Viminal. Tebotol putting that spike down, but overall, LB Moore is ready for this push. He has the Hunter Fury, he has a good angle. There's the guiding light now for confirmation, but LB Moore does get blinded. Full Sense though, where's the peak? Oh, Chalalala with another one here. 3 kills so far for the Killjoy.
They're absolutely struggling here, but it is absolutely a winnable condition here. Lammy Snacks down to 59, Chalalala down to 38 HP. Does get the pick onto Tebotol. Now it's going to be down to Berserks. Does get the double kill to secure the round. 4-1 now in favor of AE. Very strong early momentum coming into this stacks, but still very early in the game. And I think part of that reason is that on this map in particular, it's just so easy to secure both ultimate orbs on B main and A main as well. Perhaps giving a slight edge to the attacker in sort of an overview perspective.
I mean, it does make sense. In a map like Ascent, that's one of the advantages the attacking side can get. Have those ultimates early on and use that for control, because some of these main angles, they get tighter. And Ascent, really, it's a mix and mash of a lot of different aspects. You have the open sightlines in the middle, you have the tightness on the sights themselves, and it really goes to show you can minimize or maximize value depending on where you're stationed in the first place. But here for AE, well, at least they're keeping an eye out in the middle. Mid control is the name of the game. Not the flashiest play so far from Alter Ego compared to the previous matchup, but it's just a matter of respect here. Full sense, we know how disciplined this team can be. They're hanging on back all the way on the other side. They don't want to get picked off early on. That has been one of their biggest banes on a map like this. And as I say, that Super Bus on the high ground, Chalala on down below it, and Hell and Fat Penguin now. Nebula's gonna get thrown on over. Alter Ego looking for an opportunity to strike. The question is, can they do it here against Full Sense, who is prepared?
Now, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to burst onto the site decks because, you know, rushing through those gravity wells is going to be a bit of a challenge. So let's see what they can actually do. It seems like they have sort of baited out these utilities, but John Olsen is going to be getting killed onto Elmi Moore as the rest of AE tries to fight back here, Dex.
Yeah, they just get in anyway, and that's gonna be Natsurat playing the lurk in the middle. Tempotol on the board as well. PTC now the only one left. 1v3, that's gonna be good for 2, but Berserks with an instant refrag there. And Alter Ego right now looking like a well-oiled machine. That was a little intriguing there, Vim, because Full Sense, they had the preparations for the defense on A site, and they did have the stars, but effectively, Alter Ego still was able to walk all over them and get on A site.
Yeah, you know, despite John Olsen getting the initial pick even, that was a 4v5 situation, but they prevailed in that bout. But, you know, the thing with AE right now is what I'm seeing. While they are going for that cool, calculated approach and not really necessarily simply rushing onto the side, of course, they're very, very proactive in terms of getting information, in terms of their positioning, and they burst when they're ready. They're not simply running down the clock for no apparent reason.
That lack of, I'd say, irresponsible haste does help them out immensely, but for now, it's Full Sense taking the game to the next level and going for a different kind of speed. Getting 2 so far, Super Bus though. It's time for the backstab if ever. Gets the lineup onto Elmore, gets the takedown. Fat Penguin gonna fall as well, and he just played cosplay there. He was an imposter alongside the Alter Ego roster, and it's Full Sense now who takes that thrifty win. How did Super Bus even get away with that? It seems like that's the kind of play he wants to make though here on Ascent. We see him try to go for different angles, but this time it pans out well for the side of Full Sense.
You know, they had absolutely no business winning that eco round, but, you know, Super Bus, again, in the right hands, the Sheriff is a very devastating weapon with a lot of stopping power. Quick 2-tap right there, bags him a couple of quick kills onto A short. And really, it's about nighttime for AE to adjust, because they've been trying to take control of A short for the past consecutive rounds. Super Bus was ready for that. Little quick dissipate, and he was able to outsmart them.
And here for the side of Alter Ego, they just need to keep their eyes out here. Full Sense has proven that's one of the plays they want to do with the Astra. And if they're a bit more careful here, the Alter Ego squadron can get that free pickoff that has hurt Full Sense for quite a while already here in this SEA playoffs. But we're not done. And Full Sense, of course, every single round, there can be a new experience and a new setup. And there you go. John Olsen with his prize there onto Berserks, but Elmi Moore with the Guardian of all things. Beautiful tap there onto John Olsen so far. Mixed 4v4 for now here, Vim.
Yeah, very interesting off angle for John Olsen right there. It actually seems like he could have seen him, but it was not in his line of sight there. Chalala is going to be in a tough spot over here in Garden, as he will face a firing squad from AE that's once again trying to take control of A short.
I like how amused you are when you say his name.
Yeah, Chalala.
Chalala. It's a little bit of a song, and there you have it. The dance versus Fat Penguin. He will get that takedown, but the Guardian still. Second time already for Elmi Moore, looking for more. Is this going to be the Guardian showing on up when need the most? Natsulat, though, finding the Phantom kill onto Super Bus. And Alter Ego right now looking to go on to that A site. Spike planted as we check out the Sova putting that one down. And AE just prepared for this push. Lammy Snacks, though. Shock Dart has been lob, bounces on back to the generator. Keep an eye out on Natsurat yet again. He's been finding kills out of nowhere here, Viminal. And as we got Elmi Moore going over to the low ground, He tries to go for the taps with the Guardian to try and get a wall bang or two, but Lammy Snacks now finds the kill onto Natzelrand. Here comes BTC as well from the doorway, and Full Sense trying to go for that dual collapse, but it's gonna be 2 here for the side of Alter Ego to wrap up the round. 3 takedowns though with the Guardian. Elmimore can make the job done with any kind of gun, and with 10 takedowns, he's leading the field here, Viminal.
Elmimore definitely built different here as we take a look at this replay. Chalala starts things off really well. He gets traded by Elmimore and the Guardian, of all things here.
Last player standing.
And
Full Sense right now.
yeah, it's just really good adjustment coming in from Alter Ego right there. They tried to go for a pick onto the mid lane. Try to keep the pressure up in mid before rotating onto A short. What they're doing here, Dex, is they're avoiding the main bottlenecks on A main entrance and B main entrance. Trying to avoid the stars, trying to avoid the killjoy as well, exploiting that weakness of A short.
And that's the thing. It does feel like right now for the side of Full Sense. Oh, John Olsen though from the middle. Beautiful pick off there onto Berserks. Sometimes you just need to make an updraft play happen. And there you go already. Full Sense getting that takedown. Super Bus though, still by the Cubby. And here for the side of Full Sense, it's all just about figuring out how to make this defense work. Alter Ego, though, they've been keeping an eye out with their ultimates. They still have it in the bag. The Chalalala, he will bag that kill there versus Elmimore, and he's not done. Alongside Superbus, beautiful ding there on the Fat Penguin. The Sheriff's again counting courtesy of Full Sense. And as Templeton tries to make the flash play work, it doesn't even pop, and Superbus with the takedown. It's all left to Natzelrand right now. He's going for the 1v1 versus Lammy Stacks, who has the frenzy as the spike is all the way on the short angle. Natzelrand now able to ankle break Lammy Stacks there, making it 3v1. Full Sense. Damage has been done. Guns have been taken. And Vim here with that quick snipe using the burst of the blades from John Olsen. It's 6-3. Full Sense. When they win, it's quite convincing.
And when they win, so far it's been in eco states, eco flips for them, which is very telling about how maybe Alter Ego has been a bit complacent at times.
Hasn't that been the case, though, for the side of Alter Ego? They can look dominant, but at the same time, when they slip on up, that's when Full Sense takes advantage. And for a veteran team in the SA scene like Full Sense, hasn't that been one of their signature plays from that Thai region? Go for the punishments. They do their homework, they get the initial punishments on, and on the fly, they can do so as well. Full Sense right now, they're feeling the heat, and they're getting the beatdown onto 2. PTC, sure shot with the Phantom. This time, though, Elmimore answers back. And really, the accuracy of Elmimore, gotta say, I love what I see from this guy. He has been incredible so far with his shots, with his lineups. I'm just really interested why he still has the Hunter's Fury after all this time. Lammy Snacks, though, will deny Elmimore there of the lightning strikes. Alter Ego here, though, keeping an eye out. Berserk's gonna be there looking to test Lammy Snacks from B main. And the Aldro now scouting around, but no push here from AE as of yet.
You know, the thing with the Full Sense, they've been really maximizing those eco flips, can really turn the momentum of the game here. And it seems like they're poised to win this next round. It's going to be 6-4. We'll soon John Olsen. Quick shot to Tebatal, but gets traded by Berserks on the Sheriff. That's going to be a little bit painful, but 3v1 with the Sheriff, not liking the odds for Berserks right now.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, from an elimination match, though, it does feel like there is a lot of calm before the storms. And then when the storm strikes, it's a quick one there. But something to take note has been the effectivity there of the Sheriffs, and Lammy Snacks, caught unaware by Berserks, will lead to that takedown. 1v2 situation here, as the spike's gonna get planted. Can Berserks actually make a play and survive? Chalalala, gonna be a wrong side the turret so far. On the flip side, Superbus gonna be there by the market. And Alter Ego, one-man army, playing and waiting patiently. Already in the boathouse. Might wait for Chalalala to come. Alongside Superbus, there's the double peek though, and 2 is better than 1. And 2 will make sure that the other side will become none. 6-3 becomes 6-4, and Full Sense, in one of the most quietest fashions, I gotta say, clawing their way back into this game.
You know, it was really thanks to Superbus's heroic efforts during those eco rounds. If he wasn't able to get those high impact frags with that Sheriff, Full Sense would not have even close to a 64 scoreline. Alter Ego, they're going to be going to a quick tactical timeout here, try to figure out what's up, because you know the momentum has shifted. John Olsen's going to be back on the operator still. John Olsen has been a thorn to the side of Alter Ego. very unpredictable on that operator. Again, seems very comfortable on that jet, Dex. Even more comfortable than he was on the Sky. We know how good of a Sky he can be. But coming into this next one, Dex, Chalalala will have that lockdown. Superbus is going to have that Cosmic Divide. They can really fight on back here, make this a 6-6, most probably.
The thing is, for Alter Ego, they know that they can actually win the duels from what we've seen. They have that confidence, but at the same time, as SENCE navigates around the map on the defense, it's been the biggest bane of AE's existence. And that's what this time is all about. Figure out the best angles, figure out how to play things in the first place, how to make these plays work. And as Berserks, he was just able to sneak on in and get that takedown. That's one weakness that SENCE needs to work on in the first place. Multiple times we've seen AE infiltrate, isolate, get the kill, especially against agents who are caught unaware. It needs to be some wake-up time right now for SENCE. I do know for the fact that they did play in the morning, so there might be a little bit of fatigue, but that's no excuse in the lower bracket. This is elimination. This is SENCE looking for the recovery. They've done it so far. We know they can do even better here if things do pan out in their favor. Alter Ego, though, they know themselves that they can do better in these firefights. It's all about the positioning now.
Taking a positioning here, the Berserks and the rest of Alter Ego taking heavy control of B main. They have all the information. Tebatol, rather PTC, no longer has any flashes. It might be in for a world of hurt here, Dex.
SENCE now waiting on the other side. Natsulanto with the takedown. Berserks also finds one more. And since AE went for the heavy stacks, they're going to go for the kills. And finally, we get Almi Moore unleashing the Hunter's Fury as Berserk shuts down Superbus there, flattening the tires of the Astra. It's now going to be time for the 3v2 situation. Tempotol, though, giving everyone a drink here with that regrowth. Effectively for Alter Ego, it's all about confirming if there's still anyone to clear on that. That guiding light, though, might be a misnomer, Viminal, because you can see here for Lammy Snacks, he's waiting behind the shed on the other side. By the speedway itself, operators there for John Olsen and AE. They need to make a decision and fast, but now they know that the Sova's there by the hallway, by the speedway itself.
And they got spotted out right there. Quick rotate on a courtyard, it seems. John Olsen has something to say about that as he gets a kill through the smoke onto Berserks. That is huge, equalizing the numbers right here on the board, Dex.
Yeah, wake-up call there, and John Olsen, but he misses the shot as we see Tevatol push on forward. They did just go through the legs there as the Sky finds the takedown instead. And just unfortunate here for John Olsen. It looked like he lined up that shot, but sometimes it just doesn't connect the way that you expect it to. The movement there from Alter Ego, the security and the sureness to go on site and get that plant down, giving them the 2v1 advantage. Lammy Stacks, though, on the high ground. Here we have it, the Recon Bolt just bouncing on back. Tebatol, Elmi Moore. Wonder what they're gonna do here with the double stack. They're just gonna execute Lammy Stacks on the spot. And Alter Ego now making it a 3-round gap. Gotta say though, Vim, as we check out this replay, if you ever think there was like a Valorant pinball machine, you think that those darts, they're gonna be a big part of it?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, quite a lot. Maybe like there can be a lot of creative pinball machines made out of Valorant. You gave me an idea. I think I'll explore that further.
Okay,
Probably discuss something with you after the show.
That's what I want to hear. Man, just the Viminal experience. The amount of, I'd say, capacity to build for Mr. Viminal. Maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get a taste of that. But for now, we're getting a taste of the action here in doses, it really feels like. Many a series, you get one phase full of it, and then you have the downtime. But for now, it's just like bit by bit here between these two teams. And really, it's a battle of pickoffs so far, Vim. It's just who can find the angle on the other, and who can string that along for an objective take.
You know, they're kind of playing the same way. PTC, though, a bit of a desperate move to use those Seekers very, very early, I might add. But even on defense, it's just FS playing the same game as AE. They're trying to get those early picks before they commit or stack onto a single site. So far it's been working very well for AE, playing it slow, but again, playing it proactively slow. So they're gaining a lot of information. Now the repositioning onto B main could be a bit of a standard, perhaps mid to be split right here. But as I say that, Dex, Oh my gosh.
30 seconds.
Long range knife throw, berserks. Where have you been all my life after that shot? And Alter Ego now making it 5v3. That's the thing about this roster. They are quite an aggressive one, but for now they're playing it in the most opportune ways. At the same time though, they need to be careful. They need to clear out A site and fast because time is ticking, and they're gonna look for that safe plant as much as possible. Superbus though on the high ground, berserk, so not paying attention. Dashes all the way, still gets the takedown, and Alter Ego getting away with that one. Elmimore on the board as well. It's all up to Lammy Snacks here. And really, the opportunities right now for full sense, sometimes it's just not working out for them at all. That was a gimme there for the side of full sense, but Alter Ego looking for the execution, but the right click doesn't connect. Lammy Snacks now with one, but Natsurant there for the refrag, and it's 8-4. It's been a subtle half here from both sides, but it's gonna be Alter Ego in the lead, loud and proud.
You know what, Dex? That, my friends, is just an example, a single example of why the general effective DPI is much higher in Valorant compared to other shooters. It's because of those crazy moments done by berserks. If that happens to you, I guarantee you, you're probably going to want to change your DPI. It's kind of crazy.
So that's why you keep telling me to stop playing in 8,000 DPI Vim and all.
Oh, that's the thing. That's a little bit too much, Dex. A little bit too much, I think.
Maybe an extra 0 at the very end there. But we are going to go back to 0. We're going to go back into the game with the second half. And truly, it does feel like that this has been a most calming experience in quite a hectic day. Many different things have happened in VCT playoffs. Day 3 here in SCA. Just all about the schedules, all about the dings. So Elmimore with 2 so far, but he has been making a big boom with his voice and with his gunplay, and he does it there yet again. Vimelo 4v3 now.
There's nothing relaxing about that. Let me tell you, Elmimore is just off the chains right now. He is going to go down, but he's done the damage here. Tawatal taking out PTC, traded out by Chalalala. It's going to be a 2v3 now. Fat Penguin, Natsuran, and Berserk still on the board. Now, still winnable for full sense, but if they lose this round, momentum is going to be heavily in favor of AE. Caught off guard, Lammy Snacks falls to the hands of Berserks.
Yeah, it's all up to Chalala now. A while ago, though, Tebot's Hole so sure about getting the kill before getting felled in response. That Frenzy, though, so accurate. And I believe the last time we saw AE, I think Tebotol got, what, a 4K, and then the ace with the Spectre afterwards. But the Frenzy putting in the damage and putting it in the work against their previous opponent. Chalalala, there's so much work to be done. Work, something he's trying to do here. Chalalala with a takedown there on the Berserks. And he's looking for another target, but Alter Ego will deny any kind of momentum. And that's been the storyline of this game so far. We haven't gotten a big string of multi-kills. Most often, it was Elmimore. There are times where Berserks and John Olsen can get some takedowns. But besides that, it's all about removing momentum from the equation here for both of these teams. And in the end, Alter Ego playing a better neutral game compared to Full Sense.
I mean, I just gotta say, Dex, like, what Sova in the right mind would actually do that in the mid lane with a Sheriff on round
Elmimore?
Elmimore. Maybe I'm
Elmimore.
not the guy in the right mind.
Yeah.
You know, because apparently he won the round for his team, essentially.
I mean, Vim. He's Radiant. He's part of a pro team.
Yeah.
He's in VCT
I should be the one taking notes, obviously.
Yeah. And he's just been an incredible performer here for the side of Alter Ego as a whole. And I really feel like his playoff performance so far has been one of the tenets of the AE playstyle, has been one of the tenets of the AE expedition so far in SCA. The Full Sense, these guys, they can still fight as well. But Alter Ego still making that work, doesn't care about the peak from above. The gravity well making dividends happen. And PTC right now with a takedown on the Berserks, 3v4 situation. Full Sense now, will they be able to explode on site? We haven't gotten the biggest booms in terms of the aggression here so far in this game. And Alter Ego looking to put a stop to that even more so. Fat Penguin now with the Nova Pulse. There's the blind as well. But John also Lammy Stacks gets the takedown. Full Sense right now going for the plant here and now. This is a good sign here for Full Sense. Not only did they have the Spectres, but since PTC is still alive, the regrowth there topping up John Olsen Lammy Stacks. But it doesn't matter if you get your medication, says Elmimore, because it's going to be a love bite here from the Sova. Now then, 2v2 scenario. Lammy Stacks behind the generator. Natsuran in the meantime keeping an eye out, but Lammy Stacks with a wall bang headshot there onto Natsuran. And just the scans there essential. Elmimore versus 2. He still has the Sheriff and the Spectre. We'll see how this is going to pan on out. PTC though gets caught out for a surprise, and that's a bow of the Sovas behind the generator. Can Lammy Snacks get that kill? Here comes Elmi Moore, sipping on around, left, right, darts, ring around the Rosie, and a mirror image speaks volumes, but it's Elmi Moore who will get more. But the time is of the essence, and it looks like there's less time than expected. The defuse cannot be finished there, as Full Sense will buy time for themselves and give them the round.
Much needed round for Full Sense. That is going to be huge in terms of momentum here. But Alter Ego, at the very least, they were able to clean up the board in terms of kills, thanks to Elmi Moore. But alas, the spike wasn't defused in time. Still incredible performance coming in from that one. It was just the timing of their utility usage that I think caused their downfall right there. And then, of course, Berserk's had a bit of an awkward position over there in Wine, and he just couldn't really fight at a long enough distance over there in A main. So they're going to be in eco state coming into round 15 here. Full Sense have a real chance to come back here, guys.
Yeah, in Full Sense, the thing is, overall, it feels like they aren't as sharp as they usually are right now, but at the same time, you're seeing the glimpses of it, and once they string those along, Alter Ego needs to be ready, because this is where Full Sense can truly shine. There you have it. Now, the tides are turning. A little bit of the tips here for Full Sense right now, stacking together, and they're stringing along the kills that they need. Momentum right now building here for Full Sense, and is this the wake-up call that we've been looking for from the Thai roster? Elmi Moore runs in just to die, and a flawless victory here from Full Sense. Not only was there some aggression on A site, but there was also reservations there by B. The push and pull, the mix and match, and Full Sense yet again proving how many plans they have under their arsenal.
This game is getting closer and closer, even in terms of the scoreboard, in terms of the numbers here. But in terms of ultimate economy, the only one that has an ultimate is PTC. At the very least, Elmi Moore, also close to having his Hunter's Fury online, as is John Olsen. But you know, at this point in time, I would be worried for Alter Ego if they do lose this round. Berserk's assuming another position in Wine. Does get spotted out by John Olsen, though.
Yeah, the Wine angle, it's always cleared out by many of these teams because they know that as soon as they go through without checking it at all, they're going to get punished for it immensely. And just no vineyards here, as we have been uprooted from Venice. Remember, Vim, ASCENT is based on Venice.
That is true. I learned that the other day. It is actually based on a real world location.
A real world location. Yeah. You know, that's why there's a boathouse. That's... You know, I'm surprised I haven't clipped that yet. I will after the whole tournament. I will say, this is my favorite moment, bar none. Because I will never forget that whole conversation we had. But John Olsen, he does not need to speak. He can let the bullets do the talking. And Tebotal, he just goes down. Full Sense right now. 5v3 yet again. But the thing is, Alter Ego, they're kind of walking into this one, aren't they? Full Sense is basically playing their defensive status on the attacking side, and more often than not, it's working. They give themselves the numbers advantage, and now they're on A site.
30 seconds left.
Closing the door, just as anyone would, slowly executing onto A site here with a 5v3
I mean, you should.
situation. You should
Liminal,
definitely
if
keep
you-
the core closed.
If you don't close the door, what the core?
The core closed.
The core closed.
I
That's
mean, that is
interesting
a
as Full
core,
Sense.
a core part of the A site. If you leave the door open when you're executing Dax. I mean,
Okay.
why would you do that, right?
You know, tongue twisters and the like, but the only letters I need here are PTC as Full Sense. Get a flawless victory in that round. But makes sense if you want to keep that door closed, Viminal. the air conditioning, it might run away outside.
And actually, the hot enter actually enters in the room, and not the other way around, according to the laws of the physics of our reality.
Temperature talk. So interesting. Thank you so much, Viminal. I learned now about how hot air rises and cold air drops. But for Alter Ego, well, you know, somehow, some way as casters, you gotta string this along right to the game. For Alter Ego, they need to learn the lesson now this time. They have been strung along by Full Sense and their play so far for the past 3 rounds. Whether AE has the guns or not, it hasn't been working out whatsoever. And as soon as Full Sense took that second round away from Alter Ego, things have fallen apart here for the defense. There's a bit of that eagerness, I gotta say, here from the Indonesian roster right now to look for conflict. And Full Sense, they're fully expecting it, to say the least. They're just so prepared every single time in the angles that they need the first place, by the top mid area, by the A main, by the B site, by the B main rather. It's just them setting up these watchtowers, and AE keeps walking into that one. I think for Alter Ego, if they can't make these plays work, might as well take a page out of the full sense playbook and force the attacking side here to just run down the clock themselves and be hasty in their one last push.
Yeah, you got to keep up the pressure, especially here. Try to catch them off guard, especially now that they're going to be in eco state. Ultra Ego, at the very least, they do have a couple of ultimates online, but it seems like Berserks is going to straight up just duel them, despite being on the Sheriff here. I mean, that could bode well for him, but it doesn't seem like that's the case right now. Superbus just ends his attempt rather quickly there.
I'm glad you're such a positive person there, Viminal. Bode well. It did not, unfortunately. Sometimes you're about to say something and the opposite completely happens, but that'll be more there with the takedown. The jungle gameplay, though, from Chalalala.
Goodbye,
Give this guy a
Vandal.
medal. Did you see how quickly he juggled that? I'm more impressed
That was
by
impressive.
that. It's just how quick he moves around with 2 guns in tow. But for now, the action is going to go underway as John Olsen will look for the entries here. PTC with a takedown off the Nasselrat, but Tebatol makes the stinger work of all things. Just the burst fire there, getting the headshot onto PTC. 3v3 situation as the action slows down. But as Lammy snacks now, Dark can get thrown on out. Aldrone there up top. He does get the spike. John also gets to kill Fatbag, but no win. The Sheriff making the value yet again happen. And Shalalala, he gets 2 so far to wrap up the round. Full sense now, 1 win away from tying up the scoreline. But interesting enough, this game, sure, it's been defined by rifles and all the like, but I've seen a lot of Sheriff's kills just in this map alone.
Yeah, it's been super impactful, these eco rounds and these Sheriffs. Without the Sheriff, the scoreline would be absolutely different. So, you know, of course, thankful to have that in the game here. But full sense, they're already catching up to AE. It's only 1 round away until we go for a tie scoreline, but a bit of a technical timeout here. As we talk about more utility economy is 3 for the side of AE, a couple for the side of full sense. This is definitely their round to make plays next. If
Did you know about that door there?
What?
I was gonna ask you if you knew about that door there. There's actually a look at that small
yeah,
door.
there's another door that is closed.
That's closed. Seems like that air conditioning is running out anytime. But yes,
See?
you were saying something actually important to the game. So please,
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
It's just this is their round to make a play. If previous rounds they were just relying on straight up 1v1 duels, trying to play for picks and being really proactive and trying to take control of the map, you know, perhaps this is the time to bring out a set play utilizing your ultimate abilities. Because, you know, so far they haven't really done quite a lot of that just yet, at least in the second half.
No, you make a good point there because I've been seeing some ultimates online for quite a while, especially in that first half. And they still don't use it. These guys, they just want to peek. They want to use utilities. They want to find the pickoffs in the most, I'd say, raw fashion. And it's intriguing to see them forgo some of these ultimates earlier on when they can just build them up later on again and just use it again. But then again, it feels like that's what's been working so far here for both Alter Ego and Full Sense. Find the duels, find the takedowns, and play the half or play the style that you want despite the situation in terms of attacking and defending. Full Sense, they got a lot of success here, just hanging on back, getting takedowns from afar, and then pushing on the attacking side, similar to how they ran that defense. In the meantime, for Alter Ego, more often than not, they're the ones looking for the duels, and when they're the ones who initiate those clashes, that's when they can truly shine. So by this point, Viminal, the question will have to stand. Do these guys need to adjust? Or do these guys just need to refine what they've been doing so far?
Yeah, they definitely have to change things up, Dax. You know, they've been really aggressing out towards the mid lane, towards A short, outside of A main, especially for Berserks. He's been losing quite a few duels here on the defending side. So what I was mentioning earlier, it's time for them to utilize their ultimate abilities and go for like those set retakes that I'm sure they have in the bag. I think they got to play a little bit more passively without risking, of course, relinquishing that information of having a little bit of map control there as well. But as we get into the game now, Dex, you know, again, they have guns in hand, and this is definitely a round that AE wants to take. If they lose this and go at another eco state, it's going to be really tough.
And not only that, they basically allow Full Sense to tie things up, and all their endeavors previous to this round, unfortunately, gonna go to waste with a tied scoreline. But here we have it. Operator now in the hand of Berserks. You've seen him multiple times to do wonders with a sniper rifle, whether it be the Operator or the Marshal. But in this case now, he's holding close by me main and waiting for an opportunity to come. Silence yet again in the battlefield as PTC scouts on around and figures out that there's no one there by the wine side. It's all about the stars here out in front. Nanoswar's is going to be there as well. And Tebatol, at the very least, keeping an eye out onto the Cubby. But again, Full Sense. Full reverse, I gotta say. It does feel like it's just a full back off gameplay for them so far, but as I say that, they decide to go full steam ahead and push on the A side. The trigger has been pulled, the movement is there, but Naxelrat catching John Olsen for a surprise. It seems like John Olsen assuming that's a teammate rather than the opposition, and Naxelrat able just to walk on in to get those takedowns. LBR on the board as well. Naxelrat with 3 so far, and he just played camouflage there versus Full Sense, but it's not done yet. Superbus now all alone, does get tagged, but he gets it back on the Berserks instead. Tebatol in the meantime with the refrag, but Superbus tried to fight for his life, but it's Alter Ego with the victory in the round. But man, oh man, Naxelrant, how did that even work there for the Killjoy Bim?
You know, that's the thing. Like I said earlier, just hang back a little bit, wait for them to commit, because historically, this game, at least the attacker side, has always been running down the clock. But as we see Naxelrant here, was just waiting over there by Dice, but below Hell, and it's just the right time for him to peek out as they were entering onto the site. Not knowing he was there, perhaps not being spotted by the recon dart as well, coming in from the side of Full Sense. It was just really perfect timing for Naxelrant, and they still have their ultimate stacks. They're gonna mount a momentum here.
I might have misseen things, but I really feel like I saw John Olsen look at Naxelrant there and just be like, oh, okay.
My bad.
My bad. Just like, okay, cool. That happened. In any case, though, we're going to get back into the rhythm, and we are going to get the multitudes of ultimates that we have been promised. Hunter's Fury is the call. Lockdown, though, gets absolutely nothing, and Berserk's now flying on high to make that Blade Storm count. But here we go. Cosmic Divide is the call. If you wanted ultimates, you get a lot of them here from the side of Full Sense. They are unleashing everything they can and more. Berserk though in the meantime with the Blade Storm here. Here comes Fat Penguin with the Cosmic Divide in response. It's a big setup with the walls, but John Olsen, he's a big boy to get to there. PTC on the board as well as Tebatol will catch out John Olsen in terms of the refrag, but it's 4v2 right now. One wall dissipates. More sees a target and gets the takedown. Time though taking Full Sense already on sides, and Tebatol blinding, flashing Lammy stacks. More coming in close. It's all up to PTC here to buy time. Feel flash into the takedown, and in that battle, it's Full Sense in full business there. Ultimates bound 10-9. Full Sense now 1 away from tying things up in the most action-packed round we've had all game.
No, I was gonna say Alter Ego was gonna be done for there, but Elmi Moore and Tebatol really bounced on back and made it a winnable condition at that point in time. Check out this multi-kill coming in from Elmi Moore as he got a kill on Market, and then very great play from Tebatol. I thought it was gonna be done and dusted, but PDC, man, he didn't crumble under pressure, and just that resulted to Full Sense getting a 9th point on the board here. And this tells me they're going to be a little bit more aggressive. They got to switch things up as well, because AE already has a whiff of their strategy in that they're going full retake onto the sites.
Man, the thing is, we've seen Sky value skyrocket so far in the SEA playoffs, and really, this is one big reason why it's so popular, not only in the region, but I'd say worldwide, gotta say. Something to watch out for in Berlin specifically. And if you guys are just tuning on in, we finally have our first representative from SCA, and it is Peter Rex. Winner, though, of this matchup will be facing off against Bren Esports in the lower bracket finals to get that second slot. Loser will be staying home because they're going to be out of the running. Full Sense, though, they do sense that they can get the advantage here in this situation. It's an eco round for Alter Ego so far. Full Sense, though, in the meantime, keeping an eye out. Elmi Moore now, sheriff in hand, and if there's one guy you don't want to walk into, it has to be Elmi Moore now.
That's his aim, pretty much locked on to that really tight angle onto B main here. He's able to get 1 or 2. Oh, he's gonna get spotted out by the Aldrone. PDC is gonna take advantage of that. Unfortunate.
He tried, and then you just get the outro. But Fat Penguin with a fast tap there out to John Olsen, who just got caught napping there. Chalalala with the refrag, though, making it 4v3. But that Classic had no business to get that takedown in that way. But hey, Alter Ego will take what they can get. Chalalala, though, in the perfect angle right now. Gets one Tevatol now with refrag there. Superbus does get to wrap it up. And here we have it, a tied scoreline. It's subtlety that will get you these round wins bit by bit. And now it's going to be a face full of a tied scoreline. 10-10, 22 kills here for John Olsen, 22 kills for Elmi Moore. But man, oh man, full sense with the second half recovery here, Viminal.
This is as close as can get in terms of numbers, in terms of how these players are playing right now. Frags left and right, and then it usually boils down to a lot of clutch situations here. But this is a pattern that we've kind of noticed for Alter Ego, even in previous days, like in the group stage or previous days here in the playoffs. It's just they get a lot of really big momentum early on, but then when the sides swap, they kind of drop the ball at times.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a sputter there. Need to refire that engine, gotta say. But in this case now, Alter Ego need to pick up their mask and get back into running here. They don't want to lose versus Full Sense. The last representatives of Indonesia and Thailand are here in battle, ladies and gentlemen. You can witness their battle for survival. And while it has been the most patient of all games, I gotta say, it still is a good showing here from these two squads so far, especially from what they've accomplished in their lower bracket runs. Only one can stand tall, though, at the very end of this night, and Nasserand right now will get the takedown up to John Olsen, but PTC finds the answer and trades him back. Comes 4v4 here for him, and Full Sense now looking to push for that A site.
As we take a look at this, Full Sense positioning themselves to make an entry on here. PTC actually with a slow entry, and he gets punished for that by Berserks.
Alter Ego, they will take that kill and more. They want to go find some targets. Berserks is not done, and he's gotten 2 so far. And is this going to be the barrage here from Berserks? As it's spike planted, and AE is coming forward to retake. Superbus still going to be right beside the generator. Lammy Stacks in the meantime, down in hell. And here comes Berserks to get 3. Lammy Stacks with a refrag, but he's all alone. And unfortunately, one man is not enough versus Alter Ego. 11-10. This game, it's going the distance. It's Alter Ego ahead by 1.
Alter Ego trying to claw their way back and gain control of the game. I gotta say, thanks to Berserks back there, I mean, came back online, just got that 2K. Being very vigilant, despite PTC's efforts to crawl onto the site, which in itself was quite of a curious play, but it did sort of catch Alter Ego off guard. Berserks just happened to look at the right moments, and perhaps it was more of a timing thing more than anything. Nevertheless, Full Sense was not able to follow up PTC's efforts, and now AE is up by 1.
And just such a disciplined game, gotta say. The real thing to talk about right now between these two teams is just how they've been finding pickoffs against one another. That's been the show so far. That has been the whole crux of the situation here on ASCENT. And Alter Ego and Full Sense, the reservations they have in these situations, keeping an eye out, going for a few pickoffs, and looking to play the advantage as much as possible. And Viminal, you're a master of math. When you have 5 people barreling down on the site and only like a person or 2, what are the odds of that working out for them?
It's gonna be 5 minus 2 on the other team. So there's gonna be 3 of them left because there's 2 people on site. 5 people go in, 2 people are gonna die. You know, master of math. Viminal never touches grab.
God! But John Olsen, he barely touched the ground there. Will Elmi Moore mowed him down? Enough about the mathematics, because all we gotta see are the multiple bullets here from Elmi Moore. Whips out the shorty, but he gets taken out there by Lammy Stacks. 2 here for Lammy Stacks so far. He's the only one left after Berserk gets the takedown on his teammate. But Lammy Stacks, he is just getting the kills here versus side of Alter Ego, and he's just snacking on the opposition. Can he actually get the crunch versus Natsurant? Here we go with the killjoy up top with the high ground, and it's Alter Ego who wins that firefight. 12-10. AE now on map point and looking to get the 1 map's lead versus Full Sense.
Natsurant again with the multi-kills. You know, majority of the time throughout this game, multi-kills happen either when the other team is in eco state and just kind of run it down, spray transfer with a Phantom, But during the other times, it's either Elmi Moore or Nats Laurent somehow just holding down the site really well, isolating those angles, taking those 1v1s really, really well, unknowingly, and just catching the opponent off guard. The timing of this guy is just so perfect every damn time here. He still has that lockdown. Still has that lockdown, dude.
And he's been ready with his feet for a while. He's done the stretches, he's done the tactical crouches multiple times, I gotta say. And maybe, just maybe, that's what makes him fleet-footed on the Killjoy of all things. But Berserk's Bladestorm is out, and if it's gonna be time for the highlight reel play, it might be now. Alter Ego keeping an eye out in the middle with that short hold. Full sense. They want to get this orb, get that lockdown ready for Chalalala, and play patiently on the rotation.
And again, patience is a virtue, and that's going to be the play style of Full Sense in this one. They can't afford to make another mistake because AE's already in match point, obviously. They're going to make a play with Chalalala, and that's probably going to lead them onto the B side here as they do make their way onto B main. Chalalala does deploy the lockdown. Does Elmi Moore have a lineup to get that? Or...
Well, he's going to try to go for the shock darts. Bounces on back! And it's not gonna be enough there to destroy the detained container. And there you go, Fat Penguin, hands up! Super Buzz is there to arrest you. Elmi Moore in the meantime, though, holding line inside the boat house. And this Alter Ego coming up ahead in terms of the trades, and quickly as they come, quickly they will fall. Alter Ego!